Sometimes conversations tend to happen in weird places with weird people. People from your past. Sometimes people just barge into your lives from nowhere when you least expect them to. But it has its plus points and it has its negative points as well. I believe remembering the old times is not a bad idea sometimes. However, it's again subjective. Some people want to remember their past, the other people don't want to remember their past. But yeah, it's kind of fine when you catch up. And when you catch up with somebody you were once interested in, it's a whole new different experience, isn't it? But this is the beauty of time. You see, it's the beauty of time, how you just move on, and while you're in the process of moving on, you just feel all sorts of things that you will not be able to do it. It's going to be difficult, and how are you going to manage it? But time is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Time just takes care of a lot of things on its own. It definitely does give you some pain, definitely does give you some repercussions in the process. But I think it's a part of the process. And if you actually emerge out of the entire thing as a stronger person, as a better person, I think it's worthwhile. I know a lot of people around me. I know a lot of people not around me or far away. I just know them through internet. And whenever I hear their stories are inspirational. In fact, a lot of those breakup stories are also inspirational sometimes because they just tell you that, remaining stagnant in one place without love or without feelings or without emotions is actually not how things are supposed to be. So that is a kind of self-care if you get out of such relationships in time without ruining or wasting any part of your life. Some days are interesting, you see. Some days are interesting when you encounter people from your past and they've moved on, you've moved on, but then when you reminisce the past, it just all kinds of comes back. And it's good sometimes to recount the things that have happened and gone by. The central message is basically what I've learned myself in my life is one should not be stagnant. You should not stick to things. You should not just be there for a person who doesn't care. But if they do, and sometimes genuinely, people care for each other, but for certain reasons they just can't be together, and they decide to move on. I think those are really the terrible stories. I've been a part of one or two myself. But it's all in the past now. And the only lesson I took from it was always keep your priorities straight. Sometimes when people fall in love with other people, they just don't have enough confidence to tell the other person that they love them or they want to be with them. That's very common. Some people would just want to tell you that, hey, you're so stupid, you can't tell the girl or you can't tell the boy you like him or you don't like him. But trust me, it does take some kind of guts to go ahead and tell people that, you're interested. Then there's a school of thought that tells people that what will happen, they'll just say, no, it's okay. Sometimes in our minds we take things to a certain level where if somebody just says no, it really hurts. It does. And when that happens, I think it changes you for a lifetime. Some people I know, some people are not interested in romance or romantic relationships and whatever, but personally I like being in a romantic relationship with somebody who understands me. Otherwise it's no point, you see, otherwise it's no point. I've seen people marrying each other just for the sake of it, and those kind of work, kind of don't work. It's a gamble. But if you are with somebody, definitely give your best to the relationship and expect it to give that good feeling back to you. So this is not a love sermon or something. It's something that I'm sharing based on something that happened today. And also, I was using the Electro Voice RE20 today after a long time. And then suddenly this person comes in and we have a chat for around 2 hours. And it's a Saturday. And they know me very well. So they knew that I would be probably at home today, and I am at home. But they didn't know I was working from home. I am. But some things just happen and they just take you off work also. So this is kind of a half day wasted. Love does that to you. It's a lost deal sometimes. But love is worth it in the end. If it's successful or it's unsuccessful, it's kind of worth it. That's what I believe. It's just me, to be honest. Some people think it's a complete waste of time. Cool, fair enough. I understand your viewpoint. I don't think that it's a waste of time. I think that it's an experience, it's an emotion, it's a feeling. That's an integral part of yourself. So if you encounter it, please do things properly and don't screw up. Because sometimes when you don't handle things properly, they go way too far to be controlled later on. So, yeah, just a random video for random stuff. You were listening to the RE20, and people complain a lot that you don't use the RE20, you don't use the RE20. In fact, some people don't even know that I have the RE20. I use the RE20. I have it. And I'll be using it more often, promise that. So here is the RE20, and here is a little chit chat for you guys. Take care.